Deep beneath the ocean's surface, where sunlight dissolves into shades of eternal blue and the weight of silence becomes almost sacred, humankind dared to descend. In that vast cathedral of pressure and mystery, we sought not only to survive, but to understand, to move where no air could reach, to listen where no sound could travel. This is the story of how we learned to breathe underwater, not with lungs of flesh, but with lungs of steel and circuits of fire, guided by the pulse of engines and the spark of imagination. It is a tale of defiance and curiosity, of how humanity transformed fear into discovery and silence into symphony beneath the waves. The dream began centuries ago. Long before steel or sonar, there were sketches on parchment, visions drawn by curious minds that refused to stay bound to the surface. From Leonardo da Vinci's fantastic designs to David Bushnell's small wooden turtle, humanity first imagined what it would mean to slip beneath the waves, unseen, unstoppable, free. In the 18th century, those first attempts were fragile things. Wood, copper, and a desperate kind of hope. The ocean was merciless. Each descent was a gamble with pressure, darkness, and death itself. And yet, even in those crude shells of timber and rivets, something profound was born. The first spark of a dream that would one day become modern engineering. Every bolt, every seal, every failure carried a lesson. The inventors of that age were not merely building machines, they were building courage. The courage to enter a world not meant for human lungs, a world that answered only to silence and pressure and faith in design. Beneath those waves, with each failed dive and fragile victory, humanity took its first breath into the deep. By the dawn of the 20th century, the dream had changed its shape. What began as curiosity and courage was now sharpened into strategy and survival. Steel replaced wood, oil replaced muscle, and the ocean, once a frontier, became a battlefield. Submarines no longer explored. They hunted. They learned to move like ghosts, to strike from the deep and disappear without a trace. During World War I, the German U-boats prowled the Atlantic, silent and deadly. Convoys vanished overnight. The sea turned into a chessboard of fear. By World War II, the machines had evolved, faster, quieter, more relentless. Diesel engines roared beneath the waves, periscopes pierced the surface, torpedoes cut through the darkness. Every innovation was born from necessity and refined by fear. Yet beneath the steel and strategy, there was still the heartbeat of human ingenuity, the same spirit that once dreamed of diving, now dreaming of survival in the deep. After 1945, the oceans grew silent. But beneath that silence, a new kind of war had begun. The world had split in two, and both sides looked to the deep for dominance. The United States launched mighty steel leviathans, nuclear-powered fortresses that could roam the seas for months, carrying the fire of the atom within their cores. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union answered not with noise, but with silence, designing vessels that could vanish into the black depths, unseen and unheard, slipping beneath the polar ice like shadows in a frozen world. It was a race of nerves, of engineers and dreamers, each designing not only to destroy, but to outlast, outsmart, outhide. From that quiet contest emerged a legend, the Kilo-class submarine. Compact, precise, and hauntingly quiet, it became known as the black hole of the ocean, a masterpiece of stealth and endurance, built not for glory, but for the unseen battles beneath the waves. The Kilo 636, known to NATO as the Black Hole. Beneath the surface, it moves like a whisper through the deep, so quiet that even sonar, the ocean's own heartbeat, cannot find it. Powered by an intricate dance of diesel and electric engines, it glides between power and stillness, conserving energy, mastering endurance. Every bolt, every weld, every inch of steel tells a story, a legacy of Soviet and Russian engineering refined over decades. The Kilo doesn't roar, it listens. It doesn't chase, it waits. In the dark world beneath the waves, silence isn't weakness, it's dominance. Its silence is its weapon, its endurance, its art. To hide beneath the ocean is no act of magic. It is a delicate dance between physics and perfection. Every heartbeat of the engine, every whisper of metal and current must fade before the ocean can hear it. In water, sound travels 4 times faster than in air, so silence isn't a dream. It's an invention. Inside the Kilo submarine, layers of rubber, acoustic tiles, and curved geometry consume noise like a symphony played in reverse. What you hear is nothing. But behind that nothing lies the genius of design and the poetry of engineering. In the future, submarines will no longer just dive. They will think. Sensors will see through water, hulls will heal themselves, and silent propulsion will glide without a trace. AI will predict pressure, currents, even emotion, turning steel into something that almost feels alive. The frontier below will merge science and art. Designers will paint with pressure, engineers will sculpt with silence, and explorers will listen to the pulse of the deep. The ocean remains vast, silent, untamed. But within every submarine, from the wooden turtle to the steel Kilo, lives a single heartbeat, our endless desire to explore. It is not about war or weapons, but about understanding, about reaching where no human voice has ever echoed. Because the true art of engineering is not building machines, but building meaning.